welcome back. Remember last time when I covered some early stuff and the timeline development of Sonic 06? Well, today we will see some more early stuff, some more interesting tidbits, and also some glitches and strange oddities in Sonic 06. So without further ado, let's get started. Now to add on from my previous video, I want to pick up again on some early stuff.
But with a twist!
Huh? How did you get here?
Oh please, this is YouTube of all places. You think I can't willpower my way into a video here?
When you put it like that, I guess. Anyways, welcome, Brianicus.
Thanks for the intro there, and seeing that I did see the title down below saying something about Sonic 06, that means we're gonna trash talk it, right?
Yes and no?
Yes and no. What do you mean? Oh.
Now here's an early look at what the ring counter HUD looked like. This is seen in the manual of the game, and here's a recreation. It is just a ring with a big letter R, and the retail version shows the bag with a ring next to it. So canonically, Sonic keeps rings in a bag. I gotcha, Sega. And then we have a look at this, the 1-up capsule. Here it shows just an arrows pointing straight up with the word up instead of the final game having the counter 1 and an up displayed. There are plenty of cut features in this game. It seems unreal, but yeah, let's talk about those real quick. The unused animations, I briefly covered this in the last part, but I will go more in depth and show the other character animations. But first, Sonic. Here is Sonic in the Jeep animations. Now, it seems he is only intended for the passenger of the Jeep, and this was really only going to be used for multiplayer. If you attempt to hack Sonic into the Jeep, he will only float above the Jeep. And here is Sonic's ledge grabbing ability. This was going to be used so you could reach the platforms easier. To be honest, I wish Sega would have kept this, because Sonic 06's main issue is the level design and platforms. Well, 99% comes from the glitches, but you know. Also, here's an unused character selection screen animation. Never used, as in it doesn't work in the actual game, even if you try to mod it. Now let's just gloss over the other playable characters. Tails has a bunch of animations. Also, this point forward, they, and I mean they as in the rest of the characters, they have no faces. I think this is because it is rendered into a separate portion of the model, but Jesus, this is really terrifying. Hey, what new OC should this be in the fandom? Just kidding. Tails has an interesting animation for when he is being held by Silver, and a couple of main menu animations. Here he comes, rougher than the rest of them. Yes, it's Knuckles. He has plenty of unused animations. Also, he has plenty of unused stuff from the main game. What the hell, Sega? One tiny section is all I get, and a tiny bit for the end? Seriously? But he has the same hold from Silver's power. It's no use. Also, a rail grinding and trick animation. I don't know why it's here. It goes completely unused. Here is one that looks to be a charge-up attack. Also, a few menu animations which are not present in the main game under normal circumstances. Shadow has a few ones too, mostly the ledge hanging mechanic. His jump panel and twist animations are cut, but seem to be just like the ramps used in City Escape level in Sonic Adventure 2. Then for his vehicles, there are some in game that have a few animations unused. There is the glider, for instance. It has a takeoff and a landing animation, but the game restricts you to stay on it as a rail on pilot section kind of thing. But funny enough, I've seen a way to glitch out of it on YouTube when researching this. It has no real effect besides you can roam around and maybe interact with the level, but yeah, his bike animations also look like this in game. Why? Why is he just so static when crashing? Well, here's a damage animation, so I don't know why it isn't in the final game. And the same with his hovercraft in game. Unused damage animations. And finally, here's the unused menu animations for Shadow. Last but not least, we have Silver. His animations look a tad bit different, and just as mentioned, the ledge grab animation is unused, and once again, even more menu animations. That should at least do it for unused animations. Now I want to see the comparisons more between early and final, especially in Castle Town. Perfect name, by the way. Okay, so here is a few screenshots of before and after, as mentioned in part 1. I said that in the E3 trailer it looked more populated. Well, as you can see, it is true, because sadly, look how bad the final game looks. Just from the screenshot alone. Bruh, the textures just got worse. What the hell happened, guys? Anyways, here's some more different screenshots. The before, again, looks better, but the only positive I can give the final game is the skybox. It looks genuinely good, but the few differences are the statue. It went from a vase-looking thing to a creature-looking thing, or something. I don't know. Here's another in the early. It has 0 signs of the pathway to Interwave Ocean, or either it looked different. Oh, and also the balcony has a little tiny plant there. Holy moly, guys, we did it. We were gonna have a plant. We were gonna have a plant on a balcony in game. 16 times the detail is real. Soleanna was also intended to have cars driving around as seen here. You can also glitch into the early hub world by using the method of pausing and running to the wall here to clip into it. But yeah, the AI for the cars are broken, so they collide with anything and just keep honking their horns. Yeah, this sure isn't annoying at all.
I wonder what the insurance rate would be like.
If there was, it wouldn't be enough to cover the sanity it took from me.
Fair point. That's a very fair point.
Crisis City was also going to be longer, based on these early files and paths that have been removed from the game, so they just float somewhere in the geometry. There was also intended for some grind rails to be used in the hub world, as seen here in these screenshots. And here's what happens when you try to use them. As you can see, they are super buggy, so that is why they were left unused. Unused in something so odd as the shield. It works like all 2D Sonic games, in which it allows the player to take a hit without losing rings. But despite it being in the manual, it is not seen in-game by normal means. You can mod it into the game, and it works as intended, so yeah, just very strange. Here's the sound it is supposed to trigger when picked up. There are unused presents in the game. I don't know why, but here they are. Since Sonic Team figured Sonic would be Santa's helper in the game for some reason. I don't know. Heck, I honestly don't even know what these were used for. Maybe to unlock new abilities and junk for Sonic to utilize, but not much else thereafter. Also, here's a funny glitch, or just bad collision that wasn't programmed properly. Here during Flame Core, there's a section you will just be able to pretty much walk around with minimal damage before your rings get taken away, and here in Dusty Desert, you just float without a care in the world. Anyway, you can also complete levels as Knuckles. You can just finish with him in both levels, Flame Core and Aquatic Base. He is playable for a short segment, but only by glitches and level skips you can clear the level. And he also has result animations and voiceover, which is very strange. By normal means, the game forces you to play as the main characters again after his segment is over. Over in King Valley, there is an unreachable spring, just floating. It leads to nowhere. It's just somehow stuck there off in the distance. Also, in the End of the World section, specifically Amy's White Acropolis section, there's an unreachable 1-up where Sonic's original White Acropolis level starts at. And a mysterious texture file here just shows white noise with an komatu in the center of it. The texture is assumed to be the camouflage that the bots use in levels, and the komatu is a reference to Takuma Matsu, one of the game's programmers. And I cannot leave out the only scrapped supersonic feature. Need I say more?
Need you say what now?
Well, this was going to be a feature used through a rainbow gem obtained in-game, but somehow, when the game released, the gem was removed. But funny enough, the code of the animation still exists in the game, and you can luckily mod it into the game, but that is all it is. It's an animation.
It's still pretty cool to think about all the cut animations that were supposed to be in this game to begin with, but I wonder what else was initially out there. Oh, that much?
Yeah, that much.
Oh, Mika, you might have to make this into a 3-parter if that's the case.
We could, but let's talk about a few more items before we call it quits.
Alright, well, I'm all ears.
If you guys couldn't tell, Sonic 06 didn't do well, gameplay-wise. As you could tell, the reception wasn't the best. The game will forever go down in infamy for being the worst game in the series. Does it deserve it? I personally don't think so. Past the bugs, past the glitches, and the corny dialogue, seems pretty cool. Shall I say, way past cool? Alright, thanks for watching. Yeah, thanks for all the support and subscribers recently. I don't know how to end a video. I haven't made videos in so long. Okay, bye!